2015, well, Bruce, with 144 and 145, 143, 144, yeah, we can't, those don't match up with the approval for additional use. So it's one of those things where they kind of advance their own risk. But they're going to apply for it. I think we're better off just to deny that. The subdivision plan is 143/2015. When the motion to deny that subdivision plan that exists.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries. Then there's also that 144/2015. It was a proposed site plan that would follow the lines as if it would have been moved to the other parcel. So we need a motion to deny that.
That too. I'll make that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries. For 145/2015, we've just received a letter from the applicant, NVR Ryan Holmes, for asking for waive the 45-day period where we have to make a decision, and that they want to get better prepared to make or answer questions at our next meeting. So they asked it to be on the agenda for the September meeting instead of this meeting. So we're going to table item 145/2015. Let's just do it in the form of a motion. Get a motion to that effect.
Motion we table.
It's been moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries. For 146/2015, we have to set a public hearing date for a conditional use application for the AT&T wireless communication facility on 4600 J. Berry Court. That's going to be one that's located in a building.
That's correct, Mr. Chairman. This is a little bit different than an actual cell tower, and just a point of interest, this has no bearing on the current application that was previously acted upon. They want to put antennas on in a small cell site on the top of the rooftop of that building. Unfortunately, it does have to go through the same process.
Great. It's probably not going to be a long hearing.
Did you want to do it before a meeting?
Yeah, I mean, if we did it at 6 o'clock, it gives us, I'm sure it gives us enough time. We have a problem with that at our September meeting, 6 p.m. on, what day is that going?
When is our meeting next month? The day after Labor Day?
The first Monday is Labor Day, yes. That would be September 7th. So if the board desires, they would, and generally his practice would be held on the 8th.
It would be held on Tuesday.
Yes, you would hold the meeting on Tuesday.
Our meeting's Tuesday, the 8th.
And then this would be at 6 p.m., the conditional use hearing. So we have a motion to approve that conditional use hearing. Been moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries. For 147/2015, we need to consider authorizing our township engineer to receive bids on an emergency basis for repairs to South Point Boulevard. I know you've been aware of that, that we've been trying to address that. And, Dan, I know you guys had some orderings done and some results. Could you fill everyone in, please?
Sure. As the board knows, last month you gave us authorization to proceed with an evaluation of the landslide along South Point Boulevard. At that point in time, it didn't appear that it was moving very much and we would have time to address the matter. We actually did a one call for the utilities in the area before drilling the holes, and the authority, that being our Township Municipal Authority, went over and found that their sanitary sewer toilet slope had broken, and the sewer was actually taking in a part of the lake, and that things started to move a little more rapidly over there. So it's a predicament where we did try to make an evaluation of what might have been the cause. There's a number of different things, including a very heavy rainfall in the spring, some very soft soils in that area, work that was done along the lake that we're really not sure about what happened, and the obvious issue of the sanitary sewer. So my concern is that's only a two-lane section of South Point Boulevard. We're going to need to get in there and repair it as quickly as possible. I take that term in an emergency, and that's why I'm saying that we need to actually go out on an emergency basis and get prices. And what we've considered were 3 different alternatives to repairing the slide. The first would be a conventional repair, and we don't think that that's really feasible because there's not enough room in there to work to actually remove material, take it out, dry it, bring it back in, and rebuild the slope. But it's essentially be shutting the road down. The second option was to consider a retaining wall, a soldier beam retaining wall, which we've done in the past. That would accomplish the same thing. It would take a little bit longer to do, but we think that they could do it with partial closures to just one lane on the road. And then finally, there's another process out there that we've used in a number of different locations where they actually nail soil. They put in nails horizontally into the soil to actually stabilize the slide. And we've done that on a number of different occasions. The only issue with that is that it's a proprietary process. They're actually available on CoStar's with this particular method. That's all they do is this. They don't really do anything else. But we're going to get a firm price from them to compare apples to apples. What we're proposing is to get a firm price on the soil nail process and to get a firm price upon the soldier beam and lagging wall, and then give the manager authorization to go ahead and award one of those contracts to either for the least cost method, and we can get in there and do the work in the most timely fashion. Again, time is of the essence here. I would like this to be, we're giving ourselves about a week to get prices in here, and we hope to be able to work here within 2 to 3 weeks to get it done.
One of the questions I have for you, if you even do the nails too, either one you'll be able to keep the road temporarily open?
Yes.
So it won't be a total closure because traffic would be horrendous there.
Yeah, the proposal would be to run a flag in there, keep one lane open.
Both of those would still be open to some extent.
Yeah, excuse me, do we have a picture of it to put up on the screen? I saw it, I don't have it here. Do you happen to have it, Bruce?
You mean the picture of the slide area?
What happened to the road?
Yeah, I didn't bring any
Do you
more.
happen to have one, Bruce?
We had one for last. I had one last month that I put in the report, but I mean we have a significant amount of material that's headed down over the hill. I think the picture you're referring to, Elizabeth, is I gave the board an example what these soil nails look like. That was the one that I had sent.
No, I was referring to the one that I think was last month that I had seen. So that our taxpayers could see it. It showed the road bubble, it showed the sidewalk along. No, it's a little worse than this. It showed the concrete, what is that called, at the end of the sidewalk there at the side of the road. It showed that it's twisted and it showed it's bumped. Yeah. Do we have anything else?
Bill tried to put a positive spin on them, he took those pictures. Elizabeth, I think Dan, you said that obviously bids could come in less. You said there's a chance it could be between 100 and 200,000, but we don't expect it to.
Yeah, we just engage is where we are right now. We think both of those methods. We have a commitment on the soil nails of a firm price, but we need to factor in some of the work related to cleaning up the slope and also what it's going to take to do traffic control there, again, for the period of time that they're involved. So what we want to do is get a firm apples-to-apples price on both methods and then proceed with the least cost-effective. And again, we don't know what the numbers are going to be. We have to get those in. But we think they're going to be less than 200. That's the goal.
Are we going to have an emergency meeting for this, or just?
I think It's up to you, Elizabeth, but I would prefer that if we can just move ahead with the township manager, letting the board know what's going on, and having, authorizing him to get us to proceed. Again, time is of the essence here.
You know, Dan, I did have one other question, I thought about it too. Are either one of those two proposals, are they better in the long run than the other, or are they both about equal down the road? You know what I'm saying? And for a 10-year, 15-year solution to it or more?
Yeah, the soil nails, we've done them for a number of different years, and they actually warranty it for a period of time, at least 5 years. If you get past 5 years, you're not going to have an issue with it. The retaining wall, obviously a soldier beam wall would be a long-term maintenance issue too. Once you put a wall in, you have to always maintain it. Eventually it's going to fail. So I would prefer the soil nails if it's the best price, because it has less maintenance. It has no maintenance really in the long term, if the prices are comparable.
But our issue was that since it's proprietary and we got an emergency bid, only one firm could bid it. And I asked Dan to look at the alternative, and if we get 2 bids, and I think, like I said, Dan hopes that the Dixon Nail may be better, but we got to see what the price is going to be. So Elizabeth, he's asking for that. This is basically an approval. Okay. So we have a motion to authorize.
I'd like to make a motion to authorize the 2 different bids, and then move forward with it as quickly as you can.
There's a motion. Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. All right, for 148-2015, it's now considered the appointment of Sampson Creek as recommended by the Parks and Recreation Board.
So moved.
It's been moved
Second.
and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. The motion carries. Then we also have another vacancies. So for 149-2015, it's considered the appointment of Dave Odell to fill a vacancy on their board.
So moved.
It's been moved
Second.
and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries. This item